Throughout history, humanity has been captivated by the unknown. From ancient civilizations to modern times, mysteries have surrounded key events, people, and places, leaving us with questions that still remain unanswered. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to History Facts and Mysteries, so you never miss a new exploration into the hidden truths of our past. Don't forget to turn on notifications to stay updated on our latest videos. Now, let's dive in. The Pyramids of Egypt. How were they built? One of the most awe-inspiring mysteries of the ancient world is how the Egyptians built their magnificent pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza, in particular, has stood the test of time for over 4,500 years. Standing at 481 feet tall, it was the tallest man-made structure in the world for more than 3,800 years. But the question remains: how did the ancient Egyptians construct these colossal structures without the advanced tools we have today? Some suggest ramps were used to transport the massive stones, while others propose that the construction was done by a massive workforce of slaves. However, the exact method of construction is still debated, with new findings and theories continuing to emerge. Theories range from highly practical to fantastical, including ideas like the use of sound vibrations to move the heavy stones, or even extraterrestrial involvement. The Lost City of Atlantis. Fact or fiction? The legend of Atlantis has captured the imagination of people for centuries. According to the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, Atlantis was a powerful and advanced civilization that existed thousands of years before his time. The city, however, was said to have disappeared into the ocean in a cataclysmic event. But did Atlantis ever really exist, or is it just a myth? Some believe that Plato's writings were based on real events, while others argue that the story was purely allegorical, designed to teach moral lessons about hubris and the dangers of greed. Many explorers and archaeologists have spent years trying to find evidence of the lost city, with expeditions to the Mediterranean, the Caribbean, and even Antarctica. Despite the numerous attempts to locate Atlantis, no definitive proof has ever been found. Whatever the truth may be, the allure of Atlantis remains strong. The disappearance of the Roanoke colony in 1587, a group of English settlers established a colony on Roanoke Island, off the coast of present-day North Carolina. Led by John White, the colony was one of the first attempts at establishing a permanent English settlement in the New World. However, when White returned to Roanoke 3 years later, he found the colony completely abandoned, with no sign of the settlers. The only clue left behind was the word Croatoan, carved into a post, leading some to believe that the settlers had been killed by hostile Native Americans or had simply disappeared. Others theorized that they were absorbed by nearby tribes or that they tried to relocate but were lost in the wilderness. The fate of the Roanoke colony remains one of the greatest mysteries in American history. Despite numerous archaeological digs and investigations, no definitive evidence has ever been found to explain what happened to the settlers. Was it a tragic accident, or was something more sinister at play? The identity of Jack the Ripper. One of the most infamous unsolved mysteries in criminal history is the identity of Jack the Ripper, the notorious serial killer who terrorized London in the late 19th century. Between 1888 and 1891, at least 5 women in the Whitechapel district were brutally murdered, their bodies mutilated in a gruesome fashion. Despite an extensive investigation, the killer was never caught, and the identity of Jack the Ripper remains a subject of intense speculation. Numerous theories have emerged over the years, ranging from the idea that the killer was a doctor or a member of the royal family to more modern theories suggesting that the killer was a man suffering from mental illness or a member of the Jewish community. The mystery of Jack the Ripper is one that has endured for over a century, with new books, films, and documentaries continuing to explore the case. While the truth may never be known, the story of Jack the Ripper remains one of the most chilling mysteries in the history of criminal investigations. The fate of the lost Roman legion. One of the most intriguing mysteries of the Roman Empire is the fate of the Ninth Legion, a group of Roman soldiers that disappeared without a trace in the 2nd century AD. The Ninth Legion, known for its service in Britain, was stationed in the northern frontier to guard against invading Celtic tribes. In 117 AD, the legion mysteriously disappeared from historical records. Some believe that it was wiped out in battle against the Caledonian tribes in Scotland, while others think that the legion was simply disbanded or lost to internal strife. There are even theories that suggest the legion was ambushed and destroyed by local forces, leading to its total annihilation. Despite numerous expeditions to uncover the fate of the Ninth Legion, no definitive evidence has ever been found. The mystery of the Stonehenge, located in Wiltshire, England, is one of the most famous ancient monuments in the world. Made up of massive standing stones arranged in a circular formation, it has long been a subject of mystery. But what was the purpose of Stonehenge? Why did its creators go to such great lengths to construct it? There are many theories about the purpose of Stonehenge, from it being a religious site to serving as an astronomical observatory or even a burial ground. The monument's exact purpose remains unclear, but its construction is an impressive feat, requiring sophisticated knowledge of engineering and astronomy. Some have suggested that Stonehenge was used for rituals related to the solstices and equinoxes, while others believe that it was a place for healing or even an early form of calendar. The mystery of the Nazca Lines located in the deserts of southern Peru. The Nazca Lines are a series of large geoglyphs that can only be fully appreciated from the air. These lines, which depict animals, plants, and geometric shapes, were created between 500 BCE and 500 CE by the Nazca culture. But how were they made, and what was their purpose? The scale of the Nazca Lines is mind-boggling, with some geoglyphs measuring over 1,000 feet in length. The most famous designs include a monkey, a hummingbird, and a spider, but there are hundreds of others scattered across the desert floor. The mystery of their creation and purpose has led to numerous theories, ranging from the idea that they were made as astronomical markers to suggestions that they were used for ritualistic or religious purposes. Despite extensive research and aerial surveys, the true meaning of the Nazca Lines remains elusive. The Shroud of Turin. The mystery of Jesus Christ's burial cloth. The Shroud of Turin is one of the most famous religious relics in the world. This linen cloth is said to bear the image of Jesus Christ, with markings that resemble the wounds described in the New Testament. But is the Shroud of Turin truly the burial cloth of Jesus, or is it an elaborate hoax? Some believe it was used to wrap the body of Christ after his crucifixion, while others argue that it is a medieval creation meant to serve as a religious artifact. Scientific tests, including carbon dating, have suggested that the shroud is much younger than the time of Christ, but believers insist that these tests are flawed. Despite the controversy surrounding its authenticity, the Shroud of Turin remains a symbol of faith for many. The image on the cloth, with its striking resemblance to the suffering of Jesus, continues to be a source of wonder and intrigue. These mysteries invite us to dig deeper, to question what we know, and to seek out answers that may never come. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to subscribe to History Facts and Mysteries. Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. What historical mystery do you find the most intriguing?